Tonight, Global Entrepreneurship Week opens here with a focus on network and capacity building. The Institute of Chartered Accountants emphasizes leadership, ethics, and integrity as the organization joins its global counterparts for Accountants Week. And the Prime Minister shuts down suggestions of an early election for a second time in as many weeks.
The first segment of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Susie's Variety.
He said he was going to cook. He said it was a special Indian dish. Bring my appetite, he said. Fresh shrimp or salmon, he asked. Vegan, I replied. Dessert, he hinted. Fresh fruits for sure, I responded. From the giant, I asked. He was quick to say no. Only from Susie's Variety. Small store, big love. Susie's Variety. Located in Cantonment Vieux-Fort and Bois de Rage, Rosie-Lay. Telephone 458-4161 or 454-8873.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Monday, November 13th, 2023. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna, thank you so much for joining us. St. Lucia is the host country for Global Entrepreneurship Week 2023, and as such, the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce has partnered with a number of businesses and other institutions to facilitate the observance. This year, the focus will be on networking and capacity building. This approach aligns with the government's push to grow the economy through increased commerce. We have the details in this report.
The St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce is hosting the 15th annual celebration of Global Entrepreneurship Week under the theme Entrepreneurship Thrives Here. The focus will be on networking opportunities and capacity building in an effort to enable business owners to form partnerships aimed at growth and development. According to Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Brian Louisi, the aim is to facilitate economic growth by ensuring that business persons have the requisite tools for longevity and success in their chosen field.
Global Entrepreneurship Week is an annual celebration of entrepreneurship. Over 180 countries across the world, 1 week every year, and that is usually the third week in November. We attempt to put the focus on entrepreneurship. We seek to motivate, connect, mentor, and encourage entrepreneurs. And through doing that, we are seeking to improve the ecosystem for entrepreneurship.
Louisi says a number of entities has joined forces with the Chamber to host activities in observance of Global Entrepreneurship Week. These activities will be held from the 13th to the 19th of November and will feature a number of capacity building opportunities for business owners.
This year, we're doing so with the support of a number of key agencies, from public sector agencies like the Ministry of Commerce, the Youth Economy Agency, to private sector firms like Republic Bank, Massey Stores. We have Lucelec, Lucia Electricity Services, to name a few, who are joining us by either sponsoring and collaborating and hosting an event during the week.
Among the activities planned for Global Entrepreneurship Week are networking events, workshops, and consultation opportunities. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Eldris Charles.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Eastern Caribbean is celebrating the third annual Accountants Week. The observance commenced on International Accountants Day, which was celebrated on November 10th and will run until November 18th. The theme for this Accountants Week 2023 is Leadership, Ethics and Integrity, Roadmap to Greater Transparency and Accountability. Eldris Charles tells us more.
Accountants throughout the Eastern Caribbean will celebrate International Accountants Week from the 10th to the 18th November 2023. The event was launched on Monday, 13th November at a press briefing held at the NTN Studios at Euronora House. President of the St. Lucia branch of the ICAEC, Andrea St. Rose, officially opened the observance with a brief address that highlighted the importance of the role that accountants play in today's business landscape. She also urged fellow accounting professionals to innovate and adapt to the changing times by incorporating new and emerging technologies into the field that align with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Accounting is dubbed the language of business, but it is more than that. It is the global dialect of trust, transparency, and truth that transcends borders, cultures, and economies. Our role as chartered accountants is indispensable. We are the custodians of financial accuracy, the guardians of fiscal honesty, and the architects of economic resilience. We influence decisions that impact not only the present, but the future of our communities.
Accounting Week commenced on November 10th with the observance of International Accountants Day. The celebration continued over the weekend with a family fun day on Saturday and a day of prayer for the profession on Sunday. As Suan Payne, Vice President of the St. Lucia branch of the ICAEC, explains, the organization has much more in store for the public and its members.
Tonight, we let our hair down with a night of fun and games, which will be hosted virtually via Zoom from 7:30. Tomorrow, we dedicate that day to accountants giving back in various forms. In St. Lucia, we will be hosting a session where we invite the public to come in and receive a presentation on budgeting, as well as have the available chartered accountants answer their questions. We hope that the public will take advantage of this opportunity where they have access to accountants, chartered accountants at no charge, to answer their questions. We encourage small, medium-sized businesses to come in. That will be hosted at the Burke King Conference Room at the Unity House in Morris Avenue, Sans Souci.
On Thursday and Friday, the ICAEC will host a 2-day virtual business conference, which is open to the public and will feature a question and answer session where persons can have their inquiries addressed by accounting professionals. The celebration will culminate on Saturday, November 18th, with a cocktail reception at Harbour Club, where one accountant from each island will be recognized for their contribution to the profession. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Eldridge Charles.
Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre has shut down calls for a premature general election in response to dares forwarded by the opposition to head to the polls early. The Prime Minister surmises that at this point in time, he is focused on delivering on the promises he made to the people of St. Lucia and shall not be deterred by UWP's political ploys.
If we call elections early, we're going to win all the 17 seats. I don't think it's very fair for us to, after, it isn't very fair for me to just, after I've beaten you 15-2, to come back and beat you 17-0. I don't think I do that.
That was Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre's response to calls from the opposition leader Alan Chastanet to put his administration's popularity to the test and call a snap election. Chastanet's proposal for an earlier than anticipated general election arose following the Prime Minister's announcement of a planned event called the March of Marches in Castries next year. At a November 8th UWP press conference, Chastanet argued that if the Prime Minister genuinely seeks to assess public opinion on his leadership, he should proceed to the polls.
Go to the polls. Call the election. If you genuinely want to know whether this country supports you.
Nevertheless, in response to the challenge presented by the opposition leader, the Prime Minister conveyed during a pre-cabinet press briefing on Monday, November 13th, that he is not eager to secure another overwhelming victory over the United Workers' Party. He emphasized that at the current moment, his primary focus is on improving the well-being of the people and fulfilling the commitments made during his campaign. However, he affirmed that when the appropriate time arrives, he will be prepared to lead the SLP to victory once more.
I don't understand what's that karma for general elections, General elections will come. That's not in our mind. Our focus is to develop the country. Our focus is to go into next year. Next year we have an exciting program of infrastructure. We're going to be building more houses next year than ever was a long time in the history of St. Lucia. We're going to be fixing roads. We're going to continue work on the airport. We're going to be doing work on the seaports. Hotels are going to be built. We're excited about next year. So we're not going to get involved in elections just to win 2 more seats.
For the Hot 7 TV News, Kareem Nelson reporting.
Still in the first segment of the broadcast, the POV. Our question to you is, do you agree to foreign investors accessing loans from local banks to finance their projects in St. Lucia? This is your point of view.
No, I don't agree with that. No, I would say no.
It works both ways as long as they can pay back the loan, but it would be nice to bring in foreign investment into the country instead of using our monies from our economy to help boost them out. It's almost like these guys are just coming and just profit on what we have in St. Lucia, It's better they bring their money in and invest it into the country instead of using what we have and try to make something for themselves.
Of course not, because the local can't get one in my own bank. But then they can get because they have big money. See, I need a loan now. If I go to any of them, I can't get one. But if the foreign investor come, how may we help you? How much do you want? God go punish them now.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? The banks is foreign banks anyway. What's the problem?
It would be in a way better that they took a loan from our local bank than took a loan from an international bank, and then every single cent of the money doesn't stay here though. With a local bank, at least some percentage stays here. What the bank chooses to do with the interest after that, that's their business, but it's local.
Coming up next on the broadcast, Grenada's Prime Minister addresses supporters of the St. Lucia Labour Party in a grand conference call over the weekend. And a local educator is advocating for the inclusion of students with special needs in everyday age-appropriate activities. Stay with us for the details to these stories and so much more when the broadcast returns after this.
The first segment of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News was brought to you with the kind compliments of Susie's Variety.
You are the guru of groceries. You have a heightened awareness for lower prices. You journey to find freshness and variety and quality brands. And you have an acquired taste for specialty items. You want to set a good example for your followers. And that's why your higher calling is Susie's Variety Store. 2 stores that beat the giants on pricing, variety, and quality. Susie's Variety, small store, big love. Located in Cantonment, Vieux Fort, and Bois d'Orange, Gros Islet. Telephone 458-4161.